Hey guys, I'm going to be walking you through some of the interesting features that the stroke palette has that are different from the other Adobe software that you've experienced already. So if we open in InDesign, the stroke panel, you'll see there's quite a few options here that look similar to Adobe Illustrator. But there's quite a few options here that are not similar and that create some pretty interesting techniques and patterns and things like that. So I'm going to zoom in here real quick. This is just a stroke that I had created here a few moments ago. And close text wrap. There we go. Inside the stroke panel, you have the different types of strokes. You have solid strokes, you have thick and thin strokes, you have thick and thick, thick and thin, thin and thick. You have all sorts of different styles, right? You have dots, you have dashes. Let's just do a dashed line. And I can go through and stylize the dashed line in a couple of different ways. I can shrink the size of the stroke, which is going to make the dashes also shrink as well in relation. You can choose the dash 3 and 2, which is going to be a dash that's 3 wide, 2 wide, or 3 wide, and then a gap that's 2 wide. And then you have, which is the 4 and 4, which is your even dash, even gap. Over here, you have some fun things that exist that you can't do in other software, like left-hand dashes, angled. If we do a dash, let's do a 3-2 dash. I can take the gaps and I can make the gaps into a different color, which gives me a unique feature. So there's a lot of things you can do inside here that also has the same features that you can do inside of Illustrator. So I'm not going to walk you through those because you can run back to Illustrator and get refreshed on those. But there's a few more options in here than what you had in the past. So just remember that you can go through, you can set things like end points, start points, arrowheads. So if I move this over, I can have an arrowhead that's a triangle with an end cap that is a flat bar. I can also go through, if I drew this line from left to right and I want to flip it around and make the arrowhead go the other way, I can flip it. You can scale the arrowheads in relation to the stroke. You can scale the endpoints in relation to the stroke. You can do all sorts of stuff, guys. So really cool stuff to be thinking about that you can do that you don't really have that option in some of the other Adobe software, but the stroke palette can give you some pretty cool effects, especially if you're trying to create frames around images or other things like that. This can give you some pretty cool effects that you don't have to go through and create multiple boxes on top of each other, which makes things more complicated. But then also remember, you have control over things like color, point size, miters, joints, all those things. So hopefully this helps. Feel free to reach out if you guys need some assistance.